What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY in the overall market. I'll talk about some new price targets for Tesla moving forward, what you should be watching for when it comes to other developments as time goes on. But just note that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Webull link. If you deposit any amount of money, you're guaranteed 12 free stocks. If you deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 in total. And deposit $2,000 or more, you're guaranteed 40. The offer ends in just about 6 days from now. Anyways, now let's talk about what's happening with the markets. Looking at Tesla, we saw this thing dip just a bit, all the way down to about 253, and since then, buyers are trying to defend it. So we're going to be looking to see this 253 to 252 zone as our main support. If we do lose this, we're looking for 250 as our next support below that, and then 244. But overall, Tesla's doing a good job at holding up. And now we're testing this resistance around this 257 area, which happens to be where this imbalance is over here. So if we get back above 257, we could attempt to get back up to the highs from yesterday, the 260 range. And then we have 262 above that. So from how it's looking, I think that Tesla could continue to consolidate here for a bit before it attempts to push up with the markets. There could be an attempt to get back up towards that 260 area. We did dip just a bit so far. We're actually down about 1.3%. So don't be surprised if we actually dip close to where the lows of the day. We come back up and we just kind of consolidate for some time before this thing attempts to rebound again. But remember, Tesla's not necessarily done. It's like a locomotive that has so much momentum. So it could give this a lot more potential to continue this run. So we'll be looking for some consolidation that forms around here, so long as we don't end up losing 250. I think that Tesla could consolidate and eventually attempt to rebound and try to continue this run. So just keep that, excuse me, keep that in mind, guys, as Tesla's getting bought back up. There was some good news that came out for today. Tesla's price target was raised to about $315 a share from 310 at Piper Sandler's. That's some bullish news right over here, as there's been a lot of talk about their growth that's been coming. We're also going to be looking at the fact that Tesla now has an overweight rating, which is now talk that they're going to be up from the market after what we just saw from Q3 earnings. That's some bullish news that just came out for them. For the broader markets, just remember that today is Friday, October 25th, 2024. Look for some volatility at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report, the 5-year inflationary expectations, and more data coming out for the month of October. So look for some volatility at 10 o'clock a.m. Besides that, as far as SPY goes, just know that for today, we have about a little bit over 280,000 of these calls expiring and a little bit under 800,000 of the puts. This basically gives us a 2.62 put to call ratio with max paying at 578. Now, despite that, so far SPY is pushing us, looking a little bit more bullish, and there's a lot of potential for this thing to try to continue to push. The market once again saw a bit of a dip only to get bought back up yesterday, so we did see buyers defend. On top of that, there's been a lot of talk about Tesla continuing this rally as we're seeing a lot of excitement about it once again. And then as far as Microsoft goes, the CEO, Satya Nadella, he basically asked for a pay reduction, but saw his total compensation increase by about 63%. So that's more than $30 million for the fiscal 2024. So that's something else that's worth noting. They're trying to kind of reposition funds, at least given what's happening in the economy. So I just want to give that a little bit of insights. But besides that, there's not much else that's going on. So once again, for Tesla, expect some consolidation in this range. As long as we hold 250, we could attempt to rebound to push the highs. And I'm going to be looking to see some buyers try to defend Tesla as time goes on. Once again, it was due for this small pullback. We were talking about this yesterday. We have pulled back a little bit. So we'll see how to what extent this pullback ends up holding. And make sure you watch that 250 area as our main support. Hopefully, Tesla holds that and continues this consolidation phase before it attempts to rebound even more. So just keep that in mind. Tesla is a massive company with so much momentum. As far as SPY goes, the 4 hours looking bullish. As long as we don't lose 580.8, as long as that does not fail us, we will continue. I also mentioned to everyone we have this wedge that's formed, so I thought we might consolidate and look for a big break in one of these directions. But so far, it's trying to break this resistance here, which tends to be more bullish. This imbalance does suggest even more upside. So just to be very, very clear, look at 580.8 as our main support. As long as you hold above that, we're looking for a push back up towards these imbalances around the 582 area, which if we break, we're looking for 583.25. Those are going to be our potential targets. If we end up losing 580.8, we're looking for 579.5. But overall, this looks more bullish on the 4-hour time frame, and we could be looking for these imbalances to fill. So there's a lot of upside potential, at least for SPY. For ES, we look a little bit more bullish. If we manage to hold above 58.65, we're looking for a bigger pump back up towards 58.80. If you end up losing 58.60, we're looking for a dip back down towards 58.50. In my opinion, I think we look a little bit more bullish. We're looking for 58.80 is our potential target as long as we hold above 58.62. So right now, ES is looking a little bit more bullish. As far as Nvidia goes, Nvidia is trying to pump right over here. We're looking for basically this 140 area as our support. As long as we hold this, we're looking for basically 142 as our potential target. If 140 fails us, we're looking for 138 as support. But this is favoring upside for the 142s as time goes on. For Bitcoin, Bitcoin's looking pretty decent right now. We're kind of consolidating in this range. We're making lower highs just to make sure you look at 68,000 as our key area. Below that, we have support at 67,500. And we have resistance at 69,000. It might be a little dip towards the 67,750 area before it attempts to rebound. Overall, don't be surprised if we dip just a little bit upon opening because we already pushed so much. So we might see a little dip on Bitcoin before it attempts to bounce. So just keep that in mind. For NQ looks more bullish as we're breaking out right over here. As long as we don't lose 20,400, the chart's favoring upside. So if 20,400 fails, we turn back down. Keep that in mind. Back down to 20,300 around that range. But as long as you hold above 20,400, we're looking for an attempt to get up to 20,500. And eventually, if that breaks, we're looking for these highs to be retested. Overall, it's doing a good job and looking more bullish. The QQQ, as long as we don't lose 493.04 and 491.82, we're favoring upside for this gap fill all the way up to 495.7. And if that breaks, we're looking for the 496s. So it looks more bullish to me. So far, we're doing a good job. As far as Aapl goes, we have a nice divergence right over here. As long as we don't lose 228, if we do lose 228, we're looking for 226 as our target. And our resistance happens to be at 231.3 to 231.78. We have 230 as our resistance of this break, so we're looking for 231.3 to 231.7. We'll see if we try to push back up to this resistance, and we'll see if you reject or not. But overall, I think that we're doing a good job. So Apple might attempt to get bought back up towards 230. We might consolidate in this range for some time. If we hold above 230, this will attempt to push higher. But as of right now, I just see that it's going to be shuffling around there, so give it a little bit more time. For the IWM Russell 2000, this is attempting to rebound. But be careful with this gap over here. So if we don't hold above 220.5, we're going to be coming back down to the gap fill in the 219s. And then as long as we are attempting to push, we're looking for 221.09 to 221.32 as our resistance zone. If we break that, we're looking for a bigger push all the way back up towards the 222.25 area. So, excuse me, we'll see if we break 221.32 to start pushing a little bit higher. So far, this looks a little bit more bullish to me, but we have to be testing this tough resistance, and we'll see if it breaks or not. For a few more, we have Coin. Coin's attempting to push as long as we don't lose 206.94. This is favoring upside for 212. If we do lose that, we're going to be dipping, but this looks a little bit more bullish to me. Might be trying to push above 210 at the very least. Amazon looks more bullish. As long as we don't lose 187, we favor upside. If we hold above 188, we're looking for 189.06 as our target, followed by the 190 area, so it looks a little bit more bullish. For Meta is attempting to rebound as long as we don't lose 573. We're favoring a push for 576 as the chart looks more bullish. For Microsoft, as long as we don't end up losing 425, we're favoring a push back up towards 428. So it still looks more bullish to me. And then Google, as long as we don't lose 165, this is favoring that wants to slowly inch its way up towards 166. We might consolidate in this range, but now we're looking a little bit more bullish in this pre-market session. So it could attempt to rebound as well. For the VIX, just know this, we are starting to dip on the VIX. We're going to be looking for the 200 EMA to be retested at 18.43. This is once again suggesting the market has more upside potential. That includes Tesla. So with that being said, I thank you all so much for listening. Tesla's looking bullish overall. It could consolidate for a bit in this range. You know, the dip that we're seeing is completely expected, but we'll see if 250 holds for us to try to get a rebound off of it as the buyers are continuing to step in. With that being said, I appreciate you guys so much for listening. Don't forget that Tesla still has over $300 price targets from different analysts, and we'll see how things end up going from here. I thank you for listening, and peace out.